Good morning, this is Kath, your Chief Executive. It's February and I'm here to talk to you about Team Brief and some of the real good news stories that's going on at the George Eliot. I thought I would start with explaining where I am. I'm in the switchboard department here at the George Eliot. Anita is busy working behind me and, as you can imagine, a very busy place. It's a place where all the information and all the inquiries come through, communications with our doctors, nurses, porters, so a really important part of our hospital that works 24/7. What's really important about the switchboard department is that they're here to take the concerns if you've got a patient or a relative ringing up to see how their loved one is. And they have to locate that patient. And I'm just putting out a special plea on behalf of Switchboard and myself that we're keeping the Lorenzo electronic patient record up to date. You know that this should be a real-time information input on the wards and in the departments. It takes ages to try and locate patients if we can't find them on the Lorenzo. And this is particularly worse at the weekend, and it's not Switchboard's job to locate, so I would be very grateful if everybody could keep their electronic patient record up to date. Thank you. So I want to talk to you about the recent report that was released by Dr. Foster, and this is a summary of all the mortality scores across a number of organisations, and we were cited as one of those trusts that have shown a complete turnaround in the way that we've been taking care of our patients. This is really good news, and it absolutely underlines how far we have come over the last 12 months in really improving the standard of quality and safety for our patients. We're now recognised as a safe hospital that has shown an improvement which they describe as turnaround. So a big thank you to everybody that's been involved in this, and we will continue to be involved in maintaining high standards of care for patients. This is also important because just last week Sir Robert Francis QC, who you know was very much involved in the Mid Staffordshire inquiry, released a new report which was called Freedom to Speak Up, and this is about whistleblowing. And for us at the George Eliot, I just want to underline how important it is that all of us take responsibility for patient safety. And if there are any concerns that you have to raise about patient care or safety, you do this. We pride ourselves on an organisation of being open and transparent. So we must make sure that we tackle anything in line with our core values, which is about ensuring excellence for patient care. It's about supporting and challenging ourselves and each other. And if you feel you're not getting a response, then you need to consider the policy that we have on whistleblowing, which we call raising serious concerns. I would also like to recognise the challenges that we've still got going on within the organisation, particularly the operational challenges that continue within the A&E departments and across the wards. And I'm very aware of the way that we are dealing with this. I'm hoping that we'll soon come out of the winter pressures as we see it, with some of the lighter mornings and evenings, but it's just a note from me to say thank you for everything that you're doing in holding this organisation together and keeping the place safe for our patients. I also recognise that just last month, the end of January, we had a follow-up workshop which was about our clinical strategy, and this is about us working together to ensure we maintain clinical sustainability of our services, but we also need to ensure we have financial sustainability, and the latter one is a real challenge for us. So during this workshop we talked about all of the things that we need to do together to make sure that we deliver on both of these elements. The finances, we're coming up to the financial year. You know that we're trying to deliver on a £12 million deficit, and we agreed as a very large group and as an organisation that we will do everything that we can to come in on target. And this means that we're locking down on a lot of controls, making sure that we are careful and are managing our finances, and in particular the management of our staff, particularly high cost staff such as bank and agency. So please can I ask you to continue with this throughout the remainder of the year. You'll probably know that Ed Miliband and Andy Burnham visited our hospital at the end of January, and he wrote and he said, "Dear Kath, I want to thank you and your brilliant staff for helping to facilitate such a successful and interesting visit. I know the day, it was a long day, there was a lot of people involved, but for me, I know my staff are brilliant, and the sense of pride that I saw among you all when we visited the wards, we spoke to patients, he spoke to a number of key staff, and this made me feel so proud So it's a big thank you for me in recognising everything that you do on behalf of the Trust Board. Thank you.